co-founders. Really excited about being here this morning with you guys. This is our Diamond Factory where we come together 4 days a week and just motivate and inspire each other to go to that next level. Start our day off with something positive. And I don't know anybody better that can do that other than our own VP of Training and Development, our own Coach Dan. This is someone who is amazingly motivating to all of us each and every week. We learn so much from him. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring someone up that I pursued in this industry of social selling well over 10 years. And so, guys, you hear me all the time. You cannot give up, because one thing he told me, and I always remember, he told me that, you know what, I am not going to be involved with a company that does not look like us and founded by us. And so you all knew it was a slam dunk when we came up with Wakana, because he could not tell me no. And so without further ado, which I'm going to have you finish this call off, Coach Dan, and tonight at 6:30 is training. It's also Why Wakana at 7 p.m. and then Dr. Rita at 8. And so, Coach Dan, are you out there?
All right. Hey, my Miss Phyllis. It's so good to hear your voice and hear the energy of your voice. And I am so grateful that you were consistent. One of the things that I say to anybody I coach in anything, whether it's leadership, whether it's business, I've coached here and shared it with Wakana several times. You could take this quote and just tell them I told you, that if you do the right thing consistent enough, long enough, it will eventually be enough. It will eventually be enough. And that's what you did with me. What she just told you was that I was a 10-year drip. Wait a minute. What are you talking about, Coach Dan? I was a 10-year trip with Phyllis Nash. There was a business that she was in that I jumped in for a short period of time, and then decided that I was not going to be involved in anything else unless it was for us, by us. And I want you to know that when she was dripping on me over those 10 years, she was still coming with the other stuff that wasn't for us, by us, and I kept giving her the same response. But she maintained that relationship for 10 years. How long? 10 years. So what does that say? That says that some people may not do it in the first 10 minutes. Some people may not do it in the first 10 hours. Some people may not do it in the first 10 months. And some people, it may take them 10 years to get a yes. But if you do the right thing, consistent enough, long enough, it will eventually be enough. There's a Latin term that I learned when I first started sales as a young man by Mr. Don Crawford. Don Crawford is the owner of Crawford Broadcasting Company. He owns probably about 32 radio stations throughout the U.S. And there was a Latin term that he said, it was tabula rasa. And I didn't really know or understood what that meant. And then I got it. What that meant was never assume anything. And that's where I learned from that mindset that I'm not going to assume somebody is going to tell me no without me asking them for a yes. Let me say that again. I am not going to assume that someone will tell me no without asking them for a yes. See, part of our challenge is that many of us, we take the assumption that somebody is going to tell us no. Oh, they're too busy. Oh, they won't have time. They don't do business. They won't do. And you go in and you will convince yourself. You will convince yourself that the truth of the matter is that they will tell you no. But the reality is they're waiting on you to ask. I remember we were sitting at a table one time in the industry, and there was a person that knew somebody that was in previous network marketing companies and social selling companies, and they were a big recruiter, but they were friends with this other person that was in it. And And when it came down to it, somebody, they told them about what they were doing, but they never asked them to do it with them. And then somebody else comes along the journey and actually asks them, and they say yes. And so the question became, the dilemma became, whose account is that? And a decision is made based on who did the ask. It's one thing to say, hey, I'm doing so-and-so, so-and-so. But it's another thing to ask, come on, for you to do it with me. So here's what I want to share with you. Don't forget to ask. Don't just tell. Ask. Ask them to be a customer. Ask them to after you properly position your proposition, ask them to join your team. Don't just tell. Ask. That's not what I was going to talk about this morning. But it was, I believe it was a great segue to help you guys understand what we are doing. Phyllis will call me. Hey, what you got going on? She'll spend about 4 or 5 minutes. Y'all know Miss Phyllis. She gets right to the punch. She'll spend about maybe 3 to 4 minutes trying to figure out how the kids, how is this, how is that. And then I'll get into talking about my stuff. And by the time I'm about 120 seconds in, she goes in for the ask. And that is a good thing. And so that's something I hope that you guys take away from what I'm sharing with you today. Here's the next piece. Are you ready? Guess what's next week? Next week is Thanksgiving. And I want you to kick off, watch, your Christmas season. I want you to kick off the season of giving. I want you to kick it off early. Because next week many of you are going to undoubtedly be around family, friends. If you're anything like me, you're going to be around some of them families that you've been staying away from on purpose for a long time. And every holiday is when you come back to connect with them. So I want you guys to give gifts next week. I want you to give samples next week. Next week, I want you to do your one-man grab bag. What is that? That means my family, what we used to do on Thanksgiving is we'll pull and do a grab bag. And then on Christmas, we'll exchange the gift. Well, this Thanksgiving, I want you to give a gift. Your gift can be a sample of your pain cream, a sample of the gummy pack. I want you to give a gift. The person that likes cooking, let me show you. You don't just walk around giving stuff away. You make certain that you're intentional in your giving. So if you got the auntie or the cousin that believe they could burn in the kitchen, then to me, and they love to cook, I'm going to give a gift of seasoning. I'm going to give a gift of seasoning. I'm going to give them my favorite season, the garlic fire, and tell them this is fire. Are y'all hearing me? The person that's dealing with pain, I'm going to come in with 2 things. I'm going to come in with the samples that I actually use on their pain right at that moment. And I'm going to come in, here we go, with an actual sample that I can leave with them. And I'm also going to come in with a bottle that I can sell to them. This is your day. This is your season of giving. The person that likes to get high. I decided I'm changing my recruiting strategy. I'm going after everybody on the block. Because that Delta 8 is, so everybody that smoke weed that's in my family, I'm going to give them a Delta 8. And I'm going to tell them to only take 50% of it. Are y'all understanding how this works? And then they're going to take it, and they're going to call you, and I'm going to have them take you with me right in front of me. Take half now, so I can give you a designated driver. What am I doing? I am building up new customers. I'm building up a platform for new customers. And when they see that the product works, some of those new customers, guess what they're going to want? Those new customers are going to want to figure out, hey, how can I make money off of this? Hey, do you got some more of this? I'm trying to help you, and I'm trying to help you. Next week on Thanksgiving, as you give thanks to God for family, friend, life, health, wealth, legacy, and freedom, I want you to give the gift Be intentional in your giving and start Christmas early and begin to give samples to your family. While y'all sitting around the dinner table, give them some samples. Don't just sit there and talk and watch the TV and all of that stuff, and you don't give them some samples. Go armed and ready and have something to sell in your car, ready for them. Are y'all understanding me? So this is because here's the deal. We're getting closer and closer to Black Friday. Black Friday is coming. Let them know that when you give them the samples, let them know that you have a Black Friday special that's coming up. Are y'all seeing that? And you could take care of them right there. Here it is. And what I'm going to do for anybody that knows how to do it, I'm going to simply say, hey, it's Black Friday, and I'm going to seek to sell them the Founders Pack. Are y'all understanding? Once they fall in love with the product, I'm going to sell them the Founders Pack. And so that's how I will properly position them. And that's how I'm sharing with you to properly position. Because Black Friday is this Black Friday weekend that's coming up, not this following, is the biggest opportunity. Are y'all hearing me? It is the biggest opportunity for Wakana. And we want to make certain that we are taking advantage of the opportunity. This is your opportunity to advance in rank. This is your opportunity to better position yourself to go to Jamaica. This is your opportunity to increase your income. This is your opportunity to expand your business. The question is, an opportunity is not absolute unless you seize the moment of the opportunity. That's why people tell you it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because the opportunities are not guaranteed, and they don't last forever. You have to know how to seize the moment when the opportunity presents itself. And otherwise, if you miss it, you got to wait until that opportunity comes back, if it comes back. So I don't know where you guys are in your prospective businesses. I don't know where you are in your advancement. Well, here's what I want to tell you. Seize the moment of opportunity. You are in a moment of opportunity, and you must seize it. So that means, here we go. I use this term. Y'all heard me here say it before. Put your head in the sand and focus and lock in. I don't know what day of the week it is, month it is, but we have I do know this. We have, what is it? I know what month. I need to know the date. We have about, I would say, about 15 days, maybe less than that. We got about 14 days to lock in. Yes, we got 13 days. Thank you, son. To lock in and make certain we maximize the opportunity that's been given to us. I need you to work. Hear the word. I need you to work as if this is your last opportunity to get to where you're trying to go. It's that critical. It's that important. Do the things that I'm telling you to do. And if you do the things that I'm telling you to do, I look forward to our next time together where you can give me the testimony after Thanksgiving of how these principles and how these tools had worked for you. Well, listen, I believe that Ms. Phyllis had already told me to close us out. I want you to have a supernaturally wonderful kind of day. I want the day to be kind to you, and I speak favor for every time you open your mouth, every time you send a text, every time you send an email, every time you post a comment. I speak favor on your activity, and that it will be a seed that is going to yield you the harvest that you have been looking for. Listen, Coach Dan, Pastor Dan, I love you, and I love you for real. Until next time, as always,